Chapter 3 of Smoke. Ellie made a flying leap for Sylvie. She landed on the ground inches from the edge of the cliff. She was just in time to see Sylvie slip from view. For a second, everything seemed too unreal. Ellie felt sick and angry. She closed her eyes. "I almost had you," she exclaimed. Then she heard a cry for help. Ellie peered down over the edge. Pull me up," Sylvie pleaded. She was hanging a few feet below Ellie. Sylvie's hands gripped some roots sticking out from the cliff side. Her feet dangled in the air. 30 feet below, sharp rocks jutted out from the ground. Ellie reached down. Her fingers missed Sylvie's hands by an inch. "Reach up with one hand," Ellie coaxed. "I can't," the frightened girl replied. "Hold on and reach," Ellie ordered. "You've got to try." Sylvie placed one foot against the cliff wall. As she started to push up, some of the roots she held tore loose. Sylvie dropped further. Ellie lunged down for Sylvie, almost going over herself, but she still couldn't reach the young girl. Suddenly, Ellie remembered a rescue story her grandfather had told her. She quickly rose up on her knees. Then she pulled off the leather belt from her blue jeans. More of the roots tore loose. "Help me, Ellie, help!" Sylvie cried. Ellie wrapped one end of the belt around her hand. Then she quickly lowered it to Sylvie. "Grab my belt," she shouted. The last of the roots tore loose the moment Sylvie took hold of the belt. She clutched the thin leather strap as Ellie strained to pull her back to the top. With one last giant pull, both girls collapsed safely onto the ground. "That was a dangerous thing to do," Ellie scolded. She rubbed her sore hands and stood up. "Why were you walking so close to the edge, Sylvie?" Sylvie trembled. Her hair was tangled and her face was smeared with dirt. "Why did you come running out of the woods like some wild thing?" she shot back. "That's what you find in the woods. Wild things," Ellie snapped. "Why did you run away from the truck?" she continued. Sylvie wiped her face on her shirt sleeve. "I have to get back to my house." "But why?" Ellie asked. Sylvie didn't answer her. "Stubborn as a mule," Ellie said under her breath. She looked at the sky. The fire must be moving closer, she thought. The sky was getting darker. The stinging odor of burning wood was getting stronger. Then Ellie heard a helicopter. She jumped up and began yelling and waving her arms in the air. "If we get their attention, they can..." But before Ellie could finish her sentence, Sylvie bolted for the woods. "What are you doing?" Ellie shouted. She glanced back at the helicopter. Then she ran after Sylvie. Ellie caught up with Sylvie just a few feet inside the woods. "What is wrong with you?" Ellie shouted angrily. "I've got to get back to my house." Sylvie sure was stubborn. "First, you're going in the wrong direction. Your house is over there." Ellie pointed in a different direction. "And second, what's so important back there?" "Take me there and I'll show you." "I'm taking us where it's safe," said Ellie as she took hold of Sylvie's arm. "Now let's go." But Sylvie pulled away. "There's something really important at my house, and if I don't get there soon, they're all going to die. Please, Ellie, please, take me home. I want to go home."